What's up, J.A.B Nation? If you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now. That button down there that says subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up and share with some friends. You know, we trying to grow, get 50 to 100 subscribers. Enjoy the show.
My check 1 2, my check 1 2 3. I can hear me. Can I hear you?
Yes, sir, ski.
Okay, J.A.B Nation, we're back and better than ever. I know we've been gone for a little bit, but it's just a mixture between like school and work and school, and Mardi Gras came and passed. So,
Yeah.
it's we just been doing it. Life has been life. And so what about you, Jalen?
Uh, yeah, life definitely been life, man. Between school and just kind of homework, schoolwork, being at school kind of most of my day. I haven't been having time to like literally sit down and like, what I'm saying, get together some ideas for, J.A.B. So now that I'm kind of home for spring break and stuff, I kind of got settled mind. I ain't got to worry about schoolwork. So this is my time to like create, what I'm saying, do the stuff I want to do, kind of think about my hobbies and stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to get into right now as I'm enjoying my spring break.
Okay.
Uh,
His spring break is pretty early.
yeah. It's March, early March, and we in spring break. Everybody else don't have spring break until like April,
Mm.
but I think we get out of school like in April. I think we get out of school like April 20 something. That's like the
Like the end
last
of the
week.
school year
Yeah,
is in
that's
April.
yeah, that's the
That's
last.
crazy.
Cause graduation I think falls on like May 5th or something.
Yeah.
So they getting us out of there early. It's crazy.
Mm.
Um, you know what I'm saying? As we switch gears, I wanna get into a little bit of a little motivation episode, this episode right now. Just kinda where we've been at, what's going on. Keep y'all in touch with what's been going on so far. So my first question I got is like where have we been? I think we touched on that just a little bit in this briefing. But Ari, you can, just elaborate a little bit further, like where have you been? You know what I'm saying? Where have J.A.B been in this span of, just blankness of episodes that we haven't put out?
Well, to give a very general answer, we have been working on ourselves, literally. Um, just trying to work to better ourselves as, individuals, as people. We've been working on our education. We've been working, as far as our careers. So we have just been working to put ourselves in a better place for our future. I can give you an example. I have been working, as at the hospital. The hospital. Um, it's kind of close to what Jalen stays at, but that's really neither here nor there.
Mhm.
But recently, in December, the hospital cut the pay of a lot of their workers, and I was affected.
Mhm.
So it was just they cut our pay, and there's because of that, a lot of people have like been quitting. But even before people quit, before because of the pay, the staffing wasn't really good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then so on top of like already not having good staffing, and then you want to cut the pay, so that makes more people want to leave. Um, so I stayed for a little bit just because I wanted to like help out. Uh, just because the hospital needed a lot of help. But it just became very tiring and very taxing. Like my shifts aren't like, 6 hour, 8 hour shifts. My shifts are 12 hours.
Mhm.
That's half of a day. And, doing all that is just a lot. I'm trying to balance everything that I had. So I know there's certain people that are in certain situations where they can't leave, like they have to stay in situations like that. But if you're able to leave that situation to go to a better one where you probably get better pay or like have better staffing, do that. So I went out and I looked for a place to work at with better pay and better staffing. And I recently just got hired. So um I will be training next month, and will be on board. And so if you ever feel like you're in a situation where you're feeling slighted, or the establishment doesn't really care for their workers or care for you, um don't don't really feel pressured to stay and feel like, well, I'm here and I got to help out the best that I can. Because I feel like, especially when you work in healthcare, at least for me, I have that mentality. I really love caring for people and taking care of sick people. So it's kind of like I had the mindset of like, the pay doesn't matter. Even though we don't have any staffing, somebody needs to be here to take care of these people. And it whether it be me, but some that can take a toll on you. You know what I mean? So if you're able to leave that situation to go to a better situation, a better establishment, a place to where you can not really being as drained, because if you're drained in one area or aspect, you can't really take care of the people or do the work you need to do efficiently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So if you don't ever try to tell yourself, well, I have to stay. If you're able to leave and move on to something bigger and better that accommodates you better and your lifestyle better, or your finances better, do that. So that was just something that I recently struggled with, and it was just my time to go. Sometimes you got to put yourself first.
right, right. I guess touching on my struggles of this year so far, uh, school, like everybody else, and everybody, I'm pretty sure has struggles with school in some way. Some people don't, but like, uh, right now we just got finished with midterms, and like, right now I'm at a position where it's like, man, it's tough. Just due to extreme extreme difficulty in the course that I'm learning, the courses that I'm learning, the understanding and the quickness I have to understand them in. Just with an example, like I just had a midterm in one class, we had 8 chapters that we had to do on one test. Like it wasn't broke up into sections. It was like 1 through 8 midterm. And it was like, well, God lead, like we don't have, you know what I'm saying, the mind capacity you have to have to put all that onto paper. And then we didn't have a study guide. He was just like, well, you just study and then whatever's on the test 1 through 8, you got to figure it out. And it was tough because he could put anything. Like he could put all of chapter two, all of chapter three, parts of each chapter. It was like we didn't know what to expect. We wanted a study guide, but it was just tough. So in that regard, that's how most of my classes have been. I've been struggling a little bit. So far I'm doing decent, more decent than I thought I would be doing at this point in time. But right now I'm just at a point of just put my head down, keep working, keep going. School has not has never been like a big thing for me. So right now I'm just getting into that struggle mode of like, dang, like okay, cause I get into a point sometimes where I'd be like, all right, man, forget it. You know what I'm saying? You know how you be sometimes just like, man, all right, it's up. It's whatever. But now I'm like in this point of like, all right, step by step, day by day. So I'm not really kind of struggling, stressing about it, but it's kind of just a day by day, step by step, kind of building block, getting into it. Because like the more you stress about a situation, the more worse off you're gonna be trying to figure that situation out. So the more clear space and clear minded you are, the better you are at attacking that situation. So I put myself in situations of like that a lot of people might not put themselves in, just for my mental health and for what I need to do. Cause for me, I get overwhelmed a lot. I don't like a lot of things going on, a lot of, what I'm saying, a lot of too much going on. I kind of get overwhelmed. So what I did as far as this past year, uh I took like my own vacation, like my own PTO. You know what I'm saying? I made it up my own. Like coming back home, I get to clear my head a lot when I'm home because I don't really think about school. I kind of relax. So Mardi Gras, we were just speaking about that. Like I came home from Mardi Gras, like I always do. Came home, like took a week off from school. I know that sounds like crazy, cause like, but you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you need that time away from school, and getting right. And luckily I got good friends that kept me up on my work, kept me sane, kept me grounded in my school aspect the week I missed. But I literally just kind of left school, came down here, enjoyed family, not thinking about, not stressing about anything, and just relaxed. So then I went back, but then like a couple of weeks later, it's spring break. So like I got, what I'm saying, double, just because I know who I am. And that's one thing I encourage everybody that's listening, all our followers and supporters. Um, Anytime you feel like something's getting overwhelming, or what I'm saying, you're put in a position where like you're stressed out and it's too much or whatever, take your time, take your days, take your steps. Uh you might have to get behind on some stuff. What I'm saying? I don't encourage to get behind on purpose, but I know sometimes you might have to take that route just so you can more clearly, when you come back, you can have more clear thought, a clear headspace to accomplish it. And you might accomplish it faster than when you are stressed and overthinking and all this stuff. So yeah, I think just put you first, like Ari said, put yourself first, put yourself over everything. Because at the end of the day, you only got you. It's only you and God. And like, so put yourself first. Um, that's kind of the steps that I would say, if you're feeling stressed, feeling, down about a lot of things, take a little hiatus. Because at the end of the day, when you take that hiatus, you put in your mental above everything else, which for that company, for that job you're working for everything you're doing, even your own work, you're creating a better, what I'm saying, a better product, a better production of what's to come from you being clear-minded. So yeah. Um, that was a little deep. You know what I'm saying? We getting a little deep, we getting a little touchy. So
Right, very profound.
but this what this episode is about, what I'm saying, this motivation. We was talking about, like, before we got hopped on, we was talking about a little motivation episode, because everybody's going through some. Obviously, it's the beginning of the year. We're only 3 months in, but 3 months of a new year, a lot of people resolutions has fell off. A lot of things has fell off of people, or they haven't accomplished a lot what they wanted to do in a span of time. And it's just like, obviously, what I'm saying, you have goals, you have things you want to achieve, but be patient. Like, a lot stuff that comes fast leaves fast. Stuff that comes through the journey, through, slow pace and patience, often stays forever. So yeah. So piggybacking off that, I want to get into like I said, goals. Like, Ari, what goals did you set this year? Like, what goals did you have? What goals did you achieve this year? Um, and so on and so forth.
I haven't really achieved any goals that I set for it yet, but I'm in the progress of achieving those goals.
Okay.
One of the things that I've set for myself to try to become more is more diligent. I
Hmm.
want to become like more diligent and steadfast
Okay.
in anything that I set my mind to. Because sometimes I can get like very sidetracked to certain things.
Yeah.
So I feel like if there's anything that I set my mind to, I try to at least set time aside every day to do it.
Okay.
Whether it's studying, whether it's trying to exercise, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Um, even if it's just like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because one thing about me is it's very easy for me to put things off to the side. Like I could be on my phone, or I could be watching something on TV, and I'm like, man, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And I think, man, I'm so relaxed in my bed right now. I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow come. Well, I'll do it Friday. Friday come. Well, I just do it next Friday. Like
Yeah.
it's very I can very much do that. So but for me, it's kind of like if I do it Monday and then I do it Tuesday. Whatever I'm doing, like if I'm studying or something,
Yeah.
in that midst of me studying, there's always something for me to like get better at, or like I didn't understand this, and it kind of lights a fire under my butt, really, to
Hmm.
like I gotta figure out how to solve this, or I gotta figure out how to better myself at this. So it becomes like easier to like, okay, I gotta do it tomorrow,
Yeah.
because you're always gonna run into an obstacle, and the fact that I have that desire to like get better at whatever it is that I'm doing, and there's an obstacle in the way, I always want to achieve that. So if I'm always putting myself in that environment or in that instance of studying or working on myself, it makes me want to keep doing it day by day. Because it's always going to be something that I'm going to run into. It's
Yeah.
not going to be boring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just how I am. Now, some people are opposite. They can sit down and start doing something on Monday, and I'm like, man, I really can't figure this out, and they just be like, give up. You know what I mean? But for me, it makes me uncomfortable
Right.
that I can't figure this out. So on Tuesday, I'm gonna figure it out. I can't. Okay, I figured it out on Tuesday, and I keep working on Wednesday. Then I come to another problem on Wednesday. It's like, okay, gotta put in more work on Thursday. So it's like a continuous thing.
Mm. Like,
So
okay.
that's what encourages me to be more diligent.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like you gotta like something. It's kind of like a repetitive thing, kind of just so far, just kind of like it's a loop of okay, jobs finished, but something else need to be done. Something else
Right.
need to be done. Something else.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay, that's
Even
what's
like
up.
with like exercising, like you can have a goal, like what I want my PR to be. Oh, I want to be able to lift like 125 pounds. Okay, I got that. Now let's
Right.
see if I can up that to like, I don't know, like 130. And you keep
Right.
working at it day by day to see how stronger you get. Always raising the bar. It can be like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. That's what's up. Uh, I say for me, personal goals really like I have a lot of goals that I want to achieve, but really like the ones that I can control as far as right now is really my discipline. I have a
Mm,
hard time with like disciplining myself, like just kind of like you kind of what you saying, like being diligent, just doing something and just continuing to like build on it. I have a hard time like okay, I'm doing the more like stuff that I don't want to do, or
mm,
just doing stuff that could better me, but like I
mm,
choose to do something else that could keep me stagnant. And I'm
mm,
still working on that. I'm still like, having a hard time with that. Like for an example, like I like to now, as we know, I like to read. Back then, I ain't like to read like that, you know what I'm saying? But it was just more so school forcing me to read. So it's like I don't like being forced to read. But now I got books that I actually enjoy. And I'm starting over on one book and I really want to start reading it. I started yesterday, but like literally, it can be just, I want to read this book, but nah, I'm gonna watch TV. I had this show on, this movie on. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna watch this instead, and it's just like I find myself continuing to do that more so and often, kind of procrastinating. Like even with my spiritual, like reading the Bible or studying the Bible, like I I haven't. I read the Bible like sophomore, freshman year. Like I started reading the Bible and then I stopped. And so now I'm trying to get back on pace with just, read, stuff that I can study as far as like the walk of Jesus. I'm on the Gospels right now. So but like I kind of started, stop, starting, stop. I have a problem with starting and then stopping, starting and stopping. Kind of like how a lot of people New Year's resolutions they started, but then after that motivation's gone, it's like okay, I don't have no more fire, so I'm done with it, and I let it go. So I think right now, just building up my discipline and just continuing to just like get on the chopping block, just boom, keep chopping wood, just continue to chop wood, so to speak. Uh, Doing something, but then continuing to do it. Then when I don't feel like doing it, just continue to do it. Kind of build that, you know what I'm saying? That, like I said, discipline. So right now I'm in that. that stage and that mode of kind of like getting disciplined. And so that's the biggest goal for me right now that I really want to get control of, kind of being disciplined. So yeah.
Mm. I would say like um whatever decision you make, that's kind of like a pattern that you hold. Like if you make the decision to not do this on Monday,
Hmm.
then I'm gonna do it on Tuesday. When Tuesday come, well, you already made the decision yesterday not to do it. Is you're gonna become complacent. But let's say
Right.
if you made the decision to actually work on whatever it is for like 30 minutes on one day,
Yeah.
and then the next day come, you might not work on it for 30 minutes, but make the decision to do something. You can do it for 15 minutes. Just get in the habit of doing something good. It
Right.
doesn't have to be the same amount of time every day. Heck, it don't even have to be every day. You can set aside like breaks on Saturdays and Sundays, but be
Right.
like, those are my break days. But the point that I'm trying to make is whatever decision that you make, you more likely to make that same decision the next day
Mm.
and the
Okay.
next day and the next day. So if you make a decision to put in work and effort one day, you're
Yeah.
more likely to want to do it again the next day. Just you become we're creatures of habit. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the point that I'm trying to make.
Okay. For sure. For sure. That really do help because like I literally been kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do get cluttered minded, you know what I'm saying? And I have so much that I want to do at one time. And it just comes with just like management of time, management of just everything. So I kind of get cluttered. So kind of just trying to do everything at once kind of falls me back into, all right, but I'll do it another day. I'll do it another day. And then that's when I get into that cycle, that mode. So
Mm,
I see what you're saying. Like, and that just comes with me just getting better at, you know, kind of organization. I've been having a problem with organizing too, just far as like everything, kind of keeping everything in a, I guess you can say, uniformed, so to speak. I've been letting everything kind of just wander, kind of not putting everything in place, putting everything in a little selected part of time, and I'm starting to get into that too. So yeah.
mm.
Okay. Okay, we getting into it now. We in the bread. We in the bread now. The butter. Uh so one thing I have is how can we help each other with our goals? Because I know more so now, and I also want to get better with this. With me and you just kind of doing what we used to do, kind of getting back on like, you know what I'm saying, just once maybe twice a week, just kind of getting hopping on a call and just talking like we always do. You know what I'm saying? Because you're my road dog. Because it don't really matter. Like I understand it don't matter. Like when we talk, because we can be out of link for like a couple of months and then come back like we can never love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, yeah.
So it's like already knowing that, but now that we are growing up in adults, and I'm North Alabama, you still in Mobile, you doing your thing, and like I'm doing my thing in school. It's kind of like staying connected, staying on top of each other, still showing that love, that we always have for one another, and just continuing to talk. And I miss those talks. So like hopefully we can kind of get in the mode. We can find time to do that and just get back into that mode of just talking, helping each other. But back to the question, you know what I'm saying? Got off track a little bit. How can we help each other reach our goals? You know what I'm saying? Just to better one another. Like how can I help you and like how can you help me?
I feel like the biggest thing is communication.
Yeah.
Communication and also time management.
Mhm.
Um, if we express to each other what our schedules are,
Yeah.
and we can probably find time to communicate with each other so we can set time aside to be like, okay, this is what I got going on this day and this day and this day.
Right.
This is the time that I'm free. And, but we also know things come up, but,
Right. Right. Right.
this time we get free and that's when we can communicate with each other. It doesn't have to be like we can just text each other. And I'm not just saying for me and you, this is just advice for everybody.
Yeah. Anybody.
Right. Um, and it hold a space for like open communication. But in order for us to communicate, I feel like first you need to have a conversation about scheduling. Cause with you work in school, it can be, yeah.
Yeah.
It can be a lot. So I feel like that's the best thing for me and you, or like me with any other people that I'm friends with, or you, anybody who you friends with.
Hmm.
So I feel like that's my advice for that situation.
Okay. Okay. And I think we kind of touched on in that question. I have like, how can we discipline and critique one another? But like, what I'm saying, that'll come through when we talk, when we communicate and stuff. So, we already know that. Just actually, what I'm saying, just for our supporters, like anybody, uh, critiquing and disciplining each other is not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I think it looks so forth as a bad thing because as people think as your friend, I'm supposed to talk good all the time. Like it's supposed to be this high all the
Mm,
time, right?
mm,
It's supposed to be this what's it called? Endorphin or dopamine. I
mm,
think it's supposed to be this drug that like every time I see my friend, we supposed to be talking about everything good, what I'm saying? Nothing
mm,
bad, right? I think that's where the world kind of gets everything mixed up because a good friend is gonna tell you the bad, what they see, what I'm
mm,
saying, what you can work on, what you can get better at, and just help each other. So, um, for anybody that has friends like or that has people that are around them, trying to find out how to find a friend, your friends are gonna tell you what you need to do better. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're gonna have some great moments, of course. It's not all bad, but your your friends are gonna tell you the harsh truth. Uh, Even when you don't want to hear it. You might feel attacked, you might feel this and that, but you have to learn how to eat it, how to receive it. Kind of don't don't think about how it's said, think about what it said. Because a lot of people get into that mode of, oh, they just this, they just that. No, like they're really trying to look out for you, they're really trying to help you. Something that you don't want to hear, it might be something that you need to hear. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
And I think me and Ari and when Brian was here, we had that dynamic of, we told each other, we joke a lot. Now we have a lot of joking moments. Like, don't get us wrong, our moments are full of jokes, but we did have moments where we did get serious with one another, like, hey man, we need to stop doing this, or we need to do this, or this and that. And like me just being a little brother, like they literally like got on me when I'm not doing something. And I appreciated it. You know what I'm saying? At the time it was, man, like why they on me? Why they picking on me? But as I got older, it was like, man, they really was telling me, some stuff I needed to know. So you're always gonna think a different way from when it is said the first time, but just think about what was being said. Don't think about how it was said to you or whatever. Think about what was being said. So I like to leave that little nugget of information. And then the last thing, and then if you have anything else you want to add, you can. But the
Mhm.
last thing that I have on here is plans for J.A.B moving forward. You know, I think we've talked about this a lot off camera, kind of in previous previous moments, but it being a new year, I know we haven't talked about it much. We haven't had any time to talk that much. So this year, hopefully it changed and it will. But like plans for JB moving forward. I know we got a lot of talking to do about scheduling each other, communication and stuff like that, but just your idea of where you would like to see the channel go, how would you like to see it grow by, what I'm saying, the end of the year, by December going into 2025.
I want more like engagement with the people who listen or like watch us.
Hmm.
I want more engagement with them.
Okay.
I also want to get back into, because when we started, we used to do like a lot of, I guess you can say, collabs. So we used to bring a lot of people onto
Yeah, yeah.
uh on our platform, and we haven't really been doing that for real. but I would like to get back into doing that because I think those are fun, like bringing other people
Oh, of
onto it because
course.
it helps spread like our platform.
Yeah,
So I
of
really want to
course.
get back into that.
Okay. Okay. For sure. I the collabs was great because you know what I'm saying, you get to see different personalities,
Mm,
different people, see, how great those people are
mm,
from, what I'm saying, their everyday careers or everyday whatever they doing. Could be an artist, could be a host, could be whoever. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing who they are as a person, that was great. I think for me, the plans moving forward that I see is uh just us growing. You know what I'm saying? Growing a support base where it's like in a fan base or supporting base. I don't like to call them fans, but just supporters that really rock with us, and we continue to grow in that heavy base of like true supporters that rock with us for us. And you know what
mm,
I'm saying? I kind of see us just growing into that more, kind of growing, reaching more people just by, us having, these conversations, us having these talks. So that's really what I see for this year, is kind of like us growing at a good rate, just seeing that wow, we actually are, touching people, actually, making a difference to some people. So
mm.
that's the plans I have that I want to see. So yeah. Got anything else? Any additives? Anything that you want to add?
No, I got it. I think everything that was said was said. So,
Okay. Okay.
all
Well,
right, JB Nation, we out. Cue the music.
sir,